I want to offer you both an invitation and a clear boundary. This space is for honest, layered, and respectful dialogue. If you're here to engage with openness, curiosity, and care, even if you disagree, you are genuinely welcome. But if you've come to project, attack, or assume an identity for me and tear it down, that energy is not welcome here. Any blows to my character, my intelligence, my appearance, or my humanity will not be entertained. Neither will unkindness, sexualized remarks, or negativity masked as critique, or that it's just your opinion. This isn't just about protecting myself. It's about setting a new standard that I hope ripples out into the collective and becomes common practice. As creators, we shouldn't have to armor up just to speak. And as viewers, we carry responsibility, not just to consume, but to reflect on how we receive and respond. You have the power to challenge yourself, pause, or simply scroll past. This is not a space for cruelty disguised as commentary. This platform is not here to convince you or change your mind. It's here to offer nuance, ask deeper questions, and explore complexity. If this resonates, if you're willing to show up with discernment, humility, collaboration, and curiosity, then I'm truly glad you're here. If not, then please skip this video. Let's begin. What kept coming up for me was anyone that's going to be projecting a lot of hate and abuse, judging you off of the way you look, the way you sound, what you're wearing, what your race or ethnicity is. There is a lot of pain, sorrow, damage, neglect, and disconnection going on inside of that person. It's still being perpetuated through silence, through lack of accountability, through lack of communication skills, lack of knowing ourselves. A lot of these terms I never heard of: doxing, swatting. The one I did hear was AI deepfake, and that was recently. To use your precious energy to target someone with the intention of hurt, hate, pain, destruction, you're coming from like a destruction zone inside of yourself, and you're not equipped with tools to help you feel safe and loved and seen. And so by having this shield of a screen to prevent you from any sort of direct conflict or really being held accountable, it's the perfect platform in a way. Thinking, well, it's not the internet, and Nee Lee brings this up in her video. I really love that she's talking about, well, you know, the internet is not just some like single entity, right? To me, it's like a doorway to infinite possibilities, right? You're going into this universe of option. And then when you get to the social media or online digital connection world, that's a whole other infinite world. So it's neither good or bad. There's the spectrum. And I love the spectrum that Nee Lee brings up, going from functional to toxic. In order to implement that kind of spectrum and to be aware of it, then the individual and the collective and the companies need to be practicing discernment, communication, empathy, and ethics. Are big companies like YouTube, Google, Meta, and other ones, are they implementing those sorts of techniques and strategies into their core team and staff? Because if they are, then I would say, okay, it seems like we can trust their team and staff to be able to differentiate between free speech and hate speech. Because there is a line there, right? Isn't free speech being able to say whatever we want? And even if it's hateful and hurtful, that's not okay, it's not constructive, it's not helpful, it's not benefiting anybody. But isn't it still considered free speech? Who gets to be the judge of that? We do and we don't at the same time. And the part where Nee Lee is talking about solidarity, countering, and talking back, and zero tolerance, absolutely with the zero tolerance. That's why I want to implement the disclaimer, is I'm showing you clearly with text and audio there is zero tolerance here. And having that be normalized, you overstep my boundaries and goodbye. We have the power to do that, just like we have the power to decide what we consume. Yes, these major corporations have decided to profit off of our consumption. They want us to use their platforms longer. That's what they want. I don't believe it's good or bad. I don't believe they're evil. They just want to make money from us. But they're not thoughtful and they're not intentional, because their intention is just money and manipulation. We can't just rely on these corporations to fix it. There was the article with all the statistics. I think it was the game Hate Is Not a Game article, and it was saying the government should do this, and the company should do this, and the people should do this. That's a lot of shoulds, and I don't like shoulding on anyone. I think the main should that I gathered from the articles and I gathered from Nee Lee's video is we should be accountable with ourselves and hold others accountable. So it's a practice across the board and normalize this. This can be a collaborative effort between users, consumers, broadcasters, the mega companies. They can work with us, we can work with them. Get tools, sharpen them up, and then also hold these companies accountable. And at the same time, they're not responsible for everything. We need to hold our community members accountable. I will not be talked to in that way. I'm open to critical, constructive discussions. I am not open to defensive, attacking dialogue. Things like that. Being very mindful about our energy, because when hate is being shared through a screen even, you feel it. And so being able to ground yourself and almost make it like a sacred, energetic experience. Not that you need to always have this sacred woo-woo-ness to it, but remember, be mindful. What's the food I'm consuming? What are the relationships I'm consuming? What are the narratives I'm consuming? What are the media contents I'm consuming? And being able to know these people are attacking me because they're so hurt and disconnected inside. It literally has nothing to do with me, except for I get to be someone's punching bag because I'm a stranger and these people have no outlets in their present day. So if we can normalize by teaching classes from the youth to the seniors on media literacy, on self-empowerment, self-knowledge, the power of critical thinking and discernment, this can be a collaborative effort through large entities, smaller establishments, and the individual, rippling out into the collective.